Well, hello and welcome to the launch of this really exciting and significant initiative from the Evangelical Alliance. My name is Phil Knox.
And my name is Rachael Heffer. We're really glad to be with you here this morning. As Phil said, we both work for the EA and are part of the Great Commission team.
And we hope you're doing really well at this time and staying safe. It's really interesting, fascinating, and to massively overuse this word, unprecedented times. Rach, tell us, what are you really missing about normal life during this lockdown season?
Well, it kind of feels a bit like Groundhog Day every day, doesn't it? As we guess, there's lots of things that I'm missing. I am missing coffee shops. I'm missing friends. I'm missing family. It's been months since I've seen my parents. I'm getting used to the fact that we're celebrating birthdays in lockdown. We've had 3 family birthdays. So
Brilliant.
Different, but actually lots to be grateful for. Hey, lockdown is not the same the world over, as we know. But how about you, Phil? What are you missing most?
I'm gonna be super tactile. I'm missing hugs at the moment. I'm really missing hugging my mum most of all. Very mummy's boy moment. I'm missing on a really superficial level. I'm really missing McDonald's. I didn't think I'd ever say that, but I'm loving that. Other fast food places are available. And do you know what? You will know this, right? I'm really missing sport. I read yesterday that the only league operating within like a kind of 1,000-mile radius is the Belarusian Premier League. And I'm not far off picking a Belarusian side to choose and tuning into some Belarusian football. I'm praying that Formula One cricket and the football returns as soon as possible.
Well, you heard it here first. Phil Knox to change his football allegiance. Hopefully he'll be back before the end of the year, Phil. And all
Brilliant. What are we doing here today, Rach? What are we doing in this moment?
So this is an exciting moment for us. We wanted to just pop up and tell you a little bit about a new initiative that we want to invite all of you to come and join us with over the coming weeks. So at the heart of the EA, we are passionate about wanting to share our faith with our friends. And Phil, we're just going to spend a few weeks, aren't we, looking at conversations around how we do that, how we get through some of the anxiety of it, and why this is a crucial time to do so. So tell us a bit more about that. Why would you say to folks out there who might want to come and join us, why is this a critical time to be doing just that and connecting our faith with those out there, our friends, our family?
We absolutely feel this is a really key moment for the church. And this is because of 2 massive factors that are going on culturally at this time. The first is, and we should be really encouraged by this, that people are more spiritually hungry than at any time in recent history. I don't know if any of you saw the Guardian piece on Sunday that found that 1 in 20 people in Britain have started praying when they've never prayed before. But people are asking the big questions of life and purpose, and I believe reaching out to God in this moment. And for us as Christians, faith should mean more to us, and we have an opportunity to be able to share that with those around us. I'm also really encouraged that people are open to life change. There was a YouGov poll that found 54% of people want to change something in their lives as a result of coronavirus. This is a moment for us to be good news. And my prayer is that many people say that the change that they made during coronavirus was choosing to follow Jesus for the first time. So that's the big first idea, that people are more spiritually hungry. Secondly, people are spending more time with friends and family during this time. This is brilliant news, first of all, for society, but it's also brilliant news for those of us who are good news people, because the gospel, the good news, spreads most effectively through relationships. Now, I don't like social distancing. As I said, I'm missing being around people. I also don't like the phrase social distancing, because I don't think we're massively social distancing. We're physically distancing, but we are closer with our communities than I think ever before. I was also really encouraged by a stat that I saw on the BBC that said that 39% of people are spending more time with friends and family as a result of this time. So those 2 factors together, a greater spiritual hunger plus more time with friends and family, I think is a really exciting moment for the gospel. So with those 2 things in mind, Rach, tell us, what are we doing as the Evangelical Alliance to help make the most of this moment?
So we're inviting you in this moment to come and join us over the next few weeks. We want to start a few sessions called Story Bearer Sessions. over the next few Wednesdays. So we'd love you to join us at 8 p.m. Wednesday, starting next week, not this week, but next week, the 13th. And in those moments, Phil, you and I are going to gather together with a few other people who might pop up and come and join us, won't we? But in those moments, we really want to maybe strip away some of the preconceptions about what evangelism is, what it is to share faith with your friends, and to really acknowledge, as you've said, that in this moment is an amazing opportunity for us to genuinely draw alongside those that we love and care about. So within that, what we're going to do is have some sessions. We're also going to look at a book, which Phil, you might be familiar with, Story Bearer book that our very own Phil Knox has written. But what we're pulling out of that is the key messaging around actually this being a time to love our friends more, to know our story, to share God's story, and how to draw closer to our friends at this time with all the passion that we have in us about lives changed by God and how we share that with other people. So who is it for? Well, I'd just love to say that actually for some of us, we find this really easy. For some people, actually, it trips off the tongue. We use every opportunity to share Jesus, share stories of our own faith with our friends. For the vast majority of people, I dare to venture that actually the word evangelism, or thinking of ourselves as an evangelist, is 100% a scary concept, that we fear the big questions. We don't even want to start the conversation, and we really don't know what words to use. So I would love to invite you, whoever you are, but I'd love to invite you to come and join us. Say, actually, let's journey together a little bit over the coming weeks. Look at some of these aspects that we struggle with together. Look at actually the way that we want to not only love God, but love our friends genuinely and draw alongside them, but actually really tease out and find the words and share experiences and share good practice and all those good news stories of when it's worked, when it's flopped, when it's failed. But actually just genuinely look at actually how do we use this time to connect with our friends in a deeper way? Because as you said, Phil, this is unprecedented times. People are anxious, people are concerned, people are worried, people are hopeful. But into the mix of that, we know that God's big story has something to say. So lastly on that, I guess where the ways in which you can connect with us are as follows. Join us every Wednesday at 8 p.m. from Wednesday the 13th, but also through the Great Commission page and the Facebook group. Do connect with us on there. We'd love to share this journey with you. On the EA website as well, there'll be articles, there's videos on storybearer.com. So there's loads of ways basically that you can connect with us. But Phil, just going back to those couple of quotes that you said, what really strikes you about what we're seeing in the nation at this time? And as the Guardian said, those stats around people praying.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know about what you're seeing, Rach, but I think the church has just done amazing. We as the Evangelical Alliance have been calling round thousands of our member churches over the last few weeks. The response has been astonishing. I wonder whether it's a time now for all of us as Christians to be able to raise our game and make the most of the most connected communities, certainly around us. Our community is more connected than ever before. Those stats would back that up. And the Talking Jesus stats from a few years ago tell us that most people who become Christians do so through a friend or a family member. That's the most important part of their journey, the most significant relationship in that journey. So this job of sharing our faith, bearing our story is a job for everybody. Let's make the most of that moment. But also let's be aware that the world in which we live at the moment is not the same as the world that was around 6 months ago. And this spiritual hunger, people are hungry for meaning and hope in this time. And we need to be good news people in a bad news world, good news people in a coronavirus world. You know, that research found that 1 in 3 people in Britain who are aged 18 to 34 have tuned into a religious service since the beginning of lockdown. That's amazing. Those are incredible stats. From the University of Copenhagen, it found that across 75 countries, searches for prayer online are at a 5-year high. Mark Sayers, the cultural guru, says that people are more open at times of natural disaster. And I don't know about you, Rach, but during my lifetime, I've never quite known a natural disaster quite like this. This is a time to really make the most of as a church. There's a great verse that I love in Colossians 4 that says that we are to make the most of every opportunity. And as the church, we're stepping up, we're seeing the broken and the hopeless being looked after in this time, but also let's be people who declare Jesus with our words and our stories, as well as with our actions. I think this is a great time. So please engage with us. Rach, tell us, remind us what we should be doing moving forward from this as we close our conversation and this launch just now.
Absolutely. Well, all it remains to say is please join us on the journey. So just a little reminder, it's going to be from Wednesday the 13th of May, every Wednesday night for a few weeks to follow at 8 p.m. So get your kids in bed, or grab a coffee, or grab a glass of wine, or whatever it may be, and come and join us. But we'd love to just continue the conversation with you to, as Phil said, get creative. Look at this as a time of opportunity. Release ourselves maybe from some of the baggage that we heap on us that would hold us back from sharing some of these words of truth with people. But we really want to just venture forward together, seeing this as an amazing time of opportunity, and together make Jesus known across our nation. So join with us next week. We look forward to seeing you then.
God bless.
Take care.